Hey everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada, and you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. It's Monday night tonight and I haven't done a memory keeping Monday in a little bit because I've been away, but I thought that it was kind of a perfect time to bring out some of the pictures that I took when I was in Mexico in early January for my niece's wedding, and we had 10 days, amazing 10 days in Mexico. And so I thought I would pull out some of those pictures. I have a lot, so I'm just going to do a double layout of some of the pictures, actually just 4 tonight of the pictures that we took. And I want to show you how you can use a sketch. So every Tuesday night I do a sketch challenge where I create a sketch and then make a card based on that sketch. So tonight I'm actually using a sketch. I think it was created by Julia Quinn. It's part of the Scrapbooking Global group. And so I'm going to play with this because I'm going to participate in a blog hop in a week or so's time. And so this is me preparing for that blog hop. And I really love this sketch. So just another way that you can try and be inspired to do some scrapbooking. All right, now I wasn't very successful in I don't think I'm live in my Facebook group. No, my connection didn't work. So I will post this in my Facebook group once it's done because for whatever reason it didn't go live. So if you are watching, let me know you're here. Let me know where you're watching from. If you do some scrapbooking, I'd love to see what you're creating. Hello, trying to read the name. Zana. I think it's Zana. It's kind of blue, so I'm having a hard time reading. Oh, it's 2:30. Yes, my goodness, it's late for you. It's dark here. It's about 6:30 Pacific at night. We had another snow day today, although we had a dump of snow. We had probably 8 or 9 inches of snow today, and it's supposed to snow overnight and then into tomorrow and the next day. So it's kind of a great time to spend some time in my craft room. All right, let's get started. I'm going to switch over to my desktop. Okay. So this is the sketch that I pulled off the Scrapbooking blog hop, Scrapbooking Global. So this is a blog hop that's coming up. Everybody who participates will be using this sketch. And I really like it, partly because I love anytime we can use script and things behind and splatters. So lots of things you could do with this. So let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep that sketch pretty. So I'm going to use, this is one of the stamp sets that is part of I think this is an online exclusive. It's called, yeah, I know I won't send snow your way. It's called Elements of Text. Don't you just love these scripts? Can't really read much of it, a few little words here and there, but it's great to put behind. And then of course you've got the splatters that you can use. Okay, so let me show you the pictures that I pulled. So I only have 4, like I said. So I have 2 that are kind of beautiful sunrises from the resort. And then this was, we were on the Caribbean side, south of Playa del Carmen. So this is the sign that was there. And then this was a whole bunch of my family, mostly nieces and nephews, who we played cards around the pool. So those are my pictures. I printed them out. And I looked for kind of colors, and the yellows kind of came to mind. So I'm going to use the Floral Delight Designer Series paper. So I've already got these pictures mounted. Hello, lots of people. Hi, Maya from the Netherlands. So I've already got these mounted on some Designer Series paper, again from the Floral Delight. This is the one that is the little tiny checks, checks. Now, the way I do this is I figure out what size my picture is, and so I created these pictures I cut to be 3 3/4 by about 5 1/2, and then I made my mat for them 1/4 inch bigger. I think this one's a little bit smaller. A couple of them are a little bit smaller, but basically I figure out the size of the picture, and then I cut my Designer Series paper or cardstock, whatever you're using for a mat, 1/4 inch bigger around. So those are the pictures I'm going to use. I'm going to do a double layout, and so let me make it bigger so you can see. Okay, so I pulled out a piece of really pretty designer series paper. This is the Pool Party two-tone cardstock. So if I show you that, you can see the difference between the light and the dark side. And one of the things around, so the two-tone cardstock, I'm going to use the dark side, I think. Just a little bit greener. The two-tone cardstock is lighter weight than the cardstock that Stampin' Up! Typically produces and has, because it's great for scrapbooking, so you want it to be a little bit thinner. The other thing is it's white center, white core, and I'm not going to tear this, but if I tore this, you would see white on the inside of this cardstock, which is different than our regular cardstock. So you can use, I'm going to just use Stampin' Seal to adhere this. So this was a 12 by 12 inch piece, or 30.5 by 30.5 centimeter piece. And I cut it to 10.5 by 10.5. So it's just going to go on the center of, so I'm going to kind of do these in tandem. My whole goal with getting back to scrapbooking is to make it, I'm going to say quick and easy, quicker and easier than what it used to take me to do a scrapbook page. I don't like to spend a ton of time. It's kind of better done than not done. And so I printed some pictures out this afternoon, and then I got this ready. So my goal is to have a double layout done from start to finish in no more than an hour and a half, about an hour if I can get it done in that time. And that's including printing the pictures and matting. Okay, so I've got my pages, and they're both going to be exactly the same page, except that my right-hand side isn't going to have a title. Okay, so I cut a couple of pieces of this. This is one of the pieces, old olive pieces. It kind of looks like bamboo or fabric. So this is 5 by 6, and it's going to go kind of there. But before I put it down, I'm going to do some decorating on my page. Now this is one of our regular pieces of cardstock, and I'm going to just tear this, and the reason I'm going to tear it is I'm going to use my blending brush and just add some interest to, probably should have done this before I put it on, but that's okay. Gosh, that's hardly showing. I think I need to oopsie, let's get that over a little bit. So I've torn this, and I'm just laying this, laid that down, hanging onto it, and now just going over it with a blending brush. So it looks like that. And then hopefully you'll be able to see just a little bit of the texture or the line. You can kind of just see it. Turning it. This is a great way if you're making a vintage card. This is a great way to, or a really old card where you want it to look like torn pages or a map. This is the way you do that. Just take a piece of scrap cardstock. There we go. That one shows better, so you can see the kind of line that you get. And if you want it to be darker, like that one isn't as dark as I want it, I can just kind of lay that back on, and then and so you can kind of just see, you get a little bit of texture. And then I'm going to just come over to this side, because I didn't grab a big enough or long enough piece of cardstock to do this. There, just a little bit more on that side. And then we're going to do the same on this side. I'm going to do it a little bit opposite, maybe, because just so they're not exactly the same. I love vintage cards. So this is a really fun technique. I'm using Pool Party, so it is quite subtle. I'm not getting too dark. I just want it to be a little bit of a background. Oopsie. Come on. It's slipping here, so let's... And we'll just bring it over. There we go. Just a little bit of a background on the two pieces across the middle. Now I'm going to let's just take this one out of the way. Let's start with this one. Now, the one thing you do have to think about, do I have a scrap? Make sure this is going the right way. Sometimes you can read a few words when you've got these text. I just want to make sure, yeah, make sure I've got the text going in the right direction. So I'm just stamping that text like that, and I'm going to do the same on this one. So Pool Party, my Pool Party is quite light, so I'm not going to stamp off, but if your Pool Party was really dark, you could stamp off. You're not seeing too much of that. And then, now I'm going to bring my pictures in. So the plan is, some of this you're not going to see, so that's, you're not going to see the one that I stamped. Oops, let's get that out of the way. Okay, like that. And then this, kind of like that, and like that, and like that, and like that. That's my plan. Let's make that go up a little bit. So that's my plan. So you can just see a little bit of that green in behind, but I also want to do some splatters because I'm kind of following the sketch. So I want to just do some splatters. There are two different splatters in this stamp. I haven't played with this stamp set because it's really cool, I have to say. And then on this one, and again, it's not perfect, and it doesn't have to be perfect, which is the fun part. Okay, I think that's all that I'm going to do for stamping. Now, I need a title, and so let's put that back so you can maybe see. I need a title. So I've already gone ahead. Actually, let's put this. Maybe I'll do it this way. Not that one, this one. Okay, that's kind of what I'm going to do. Now, my title is supposed to go kind of here, but I've kind of run out of room, and that's okay. I will find a place for my title. So I've used here's my dies. These are called the Alphabet a la Mode dies, and if you don't have these are amazing. And so I've gone ahead and cut out using the dies. I've got that same designer series paper in the old olive, and I've cut out the words that say fun in the sun. So before I glue anything down, I'm going to put my title. So I'm going to shift this a little bit. So I'm going to put it here. They're quite thin, tall and thin, so fun. Fun. Again, if you're really worried about whether or not your letters are straight, you can draw just a little line with a pencil, or you can just do what I'm doing. Take the backing off first, though, is a good thing, so it sticks. And fun. Like I said, they're tall and skinny letters. Fun. So I get my letters on, my title on first, and then I can figure out where I'm going to position. I'm going to shift my... So it's fun. In. And my letters are kind of going, my mother would say, skew-if. I don't know if you guys say that. Wonky. It's kind of, they're not kind of exactly straight, but that's okay. And maybe that's, I will intentionally make it look so that they're not supposed to be. Looks like I intentionally got them kind of wonky. Fun in the... There are double letters of some of the ones, 2 S's for example, which helps if you're cutting out a big set of words. Fun in the... Oh, do you know what I did? Fun in the sis. I did an extra S instead of a N. So I will have to cut another N out in a minute. Fun in the sun. We'll put an N on in a minute. Fun in the sun. Okay, I will fix that. Okay, so now I'm just going to take and I'm going to glue my piece of designer series paper like that. And then I like to use dimensionals on my pictures. If you don't want your pictures or any part of your scrapbook layout to stick up too much, then just glue it on using seal or liquid glue. But I kind of like some dimension to my layouts, and so okay, so that's going to go there, and then this one. You know, when I first looked at this and thought about what designer series paper to use, I wasn't so sure about this because I don't know what the flowers are. There are all sorts of different flowers, chrysanthemums and all sorts of things. But the colors are were right for so it's kind of interesting. Take that off. That. I've got it overlapping and I don't want it to pop up. There we go. So that one can go there. Now, you can see what happened. I did the stamping and now I can't see any of my splatter. So I'm just going to kind of go in and do a little bit of splatter again. Sometimes you think you've got it and know exactly where it's going to go, but it doesn't work out right. So I just did a little bit of splatter. Now we can do the same on this one. I'll have more room on this side because I don't have a title on this one. I'm going to put a little bit of like a little tab so that I can at least journal where this was and the date. Oops, I forgot to put this one on. there. Like that. This one can be a little bit more centered because I don't have that title. There, this one you're going to see more of the splatter, but I still think I want a little bit more splatter down in this corner and a little bit more splatter. Okay, now I've cut out some extra bits, and I also need to find my N and cut out an N. So sometimes that's the hardest part of this, is figuring out what letters you need. So when I cut these out, I actually put some adhesive foam sheets on the back of my designer series paper, and that allows me to pop up my sentiment or my title. My mini in. I can get it going. Kind of long. Let's see. There we go. Okay. And push. There we go. I always seem to forget a letter or spell something not quite right. There we go. So we now got the N that I need. So tomorrow, you're going to see a second release of celebration items. So check those out. Might surprise you what's in there. So fun in the sun. So for in Canada, every $75 you spend, you can choose a level 1 celebration item. So check out to see what is available starting tomorrow. Now, I cut out a bunch of just scraps of the paper because the sketch kind of has what looks like washi tape. So I'm just gonna take and add some of these on. So put that, just using some of the scraps of the same paper that I used on my layouts, like that. And then this way, just to add some interest. There's some of the other. Them both going the same way. All right, there's that one. And the same on this one. You can see I work fairly quickly once I get going. And maybe that's not your style, but it's all about getting these done. I don't like to have them hanging around. So there, and there. Now I do want to do just a little bit of journaling. So I've got another little piece of this that I'm going to just take and cut. Kind of what looks like tabs. That one's kind of a little steeper angle. So we're just going to put this right on like that. And I'm just going to write. I've got my basic black marker. And so I am just going to write this. So this was, the resort was called the Barcello. And it was January 5th to, how long were we there? 15th. Just a little bit of journaling. And we'll put that right there. Kind of looks like a little tab. Okay, that's the extent of, I've lost my cat. Oh, there it is, the cat. That's the extent of what I'm going to do. So let me just kind of bring, oh no, you can't really see that. So let me bring it up a little bit so you can see. So I've got my title. I've got, you know, some of the little extras. I've got some splatter. If I look at the sketch, I stayed pretty true to the sketch. Those are the kind of what look like washi tape. Again, down there, splattering some details along, and then I've just got a couple of pictures. So that was really quick and easy. One, to follow a sketch, and two, I don't know, the colors just made it really easy. Just pick a few pictures that you have and look for inspiration to the colors of the pictures. Yes, thanks, Monica. Yes, definitely nice and quick. My goal, like I said, is to get a layout done in an hour or less because I don't have time to be taking a ton of time to do a scrapbook layout. So if I can encourage you to, if you haven't scrapbooked in a long time, pull out your pictures. Start with recent. Don't think you have to go back. Don't think you have to scrapbook an entire year or an entire trip. This is just 4 pictures from a 15-day trip that I have pulled out so far. I will definitely be pulling more out because my niece got married, and so I definitely have some wedding pictures to scrapbook. But for now, it was just fun to have a look at these pictures. The other tip is if you struggle finding pictures and then a coordinating color to use or a designer series paper, print your pictures in black and white, and then any color will go with them. You could pull out any color that you want to. So just a little tip, if you struggle with not having the right color of cardstock or designer series paper, print them in black and white. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me tonight. If you do scrapbook, don't forget to share some of your layouts in my group. If you're part of my group, you can find that link underneath this video. If you're not, and definitely request to join. I am doing scrapbook classes if you are interested. If you live in Canada and all you have to do is purchase the next, we're using the scrapbook workshop kits, which the next one we're doing is the Everyday You and Me at the end of February. So if you purchase that Everyday You and Me kit, workshop kit, through my online store, you can join me and we'll get together at the end of February and make the kit together, make the 3 double layouts. They're so much fun to make. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me tonight. Tomorrow night, I will be live at 6:30 Pacific with my sketch challenge. So come join me. I do this very similar thing. I grab a sketch, and actually I create the sketches for my cards, and then we'll make a card using that sketch. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. Hope you have a great evening. Happy stamping.